Madonna's Getting to the Groove was playing in my head. I just love 80s Madonna. So dancing can change your reality. When you're dancing like no one's watching, moving with reckless abandon, you don't care who's watching. You don't care what anybody thinks. You don't even notice there's anybody else in the room. You feel amazing. At that moment, everything is perfect. And the people watching you, they feel amazing too. They're smiling. They're joyful. I'm guessing some of you smiled as I danced into the room, didn't you? That's when you realize it. You just created your own reality. So when I first thought of this, I wasn't sure it made sense. But the more I thought about it, it just does. It explains so much of what we observe in life. I had a boss once. He was moving up the corporate ladder really quickly. As I got to know him, I didn't understand why. He wasn't a great leader. He wasn't really intelligent. He wasn't a great motivator. We had a seminar planned, and I was giving a talk at that seminar. I spent a lot of time on my slides, getting my talk just right. I was excited about it. The morning of the event, that boss, he came up to me and said, "I'd like to give your talk." I was taken aback. Okay, well, you're the boss. So I reviewed my slides for him, gave him some information so he could give the talk. That afternoon, he gave the talk. He actually did a really good job. He was very confident. Then someone in the audience asked a question. I knew he didn't know the answer. I didn't give him that information. I figured he would defer to me and I could answer the question. I was surprised when he didn't. He answered that question with 100% confidence, and I was shocked because he answered that question 100% wrong. That was when I realized why he was moving up that ladder so quickly. He had reinvented his reality. He created a reality where he was the boss. He was the one in charge. This is good news for all of us. It means we can create our own realities too. We can be that person that gets promoted. We can get the best tables at a restaurant. We could even be the person that everyone wants to listen to. It's all in our control. It can't be that easy, can it? Let's think a bit. You know, I think it can. We see it everywhere. Bob Dylan and Neil Young. They're great songwriters, right? But their voices? I don't think either one of them would get a chair turn if they were contestants on The Voice. But they sang their songs, they put that music out there, and we all just accepted they could sing. No one questioned it. So as I was preparing this talk, I wanted to do some research. And I'm an engineer, so I was really happy to see that there was some science that supported it. It's a well-accepted scientific theorem that emotions are inherently social. They're shared between individuals, not just inside one person. This leads to the concept of emotional contagion. Emotional contagion is defined as the transferring of emotions between individuals and groups. This can be done verbally, through our words, or it can be done non-verbally, through body language and environmental factors. And it applies to both positive emotions and negative emotions. You've all probably experienced emotional contagion at one point or another. If you were ever with a large group of people and someone told a joke, but you didn't think it was very funny, yet everybody's laughing, and suddenly you're laughing too, that's emotional contagion. So there are actually research studies that show that neurologically, the brain gets involved in why this happens. It's called the mirror neuron system. Basically, the brain recognizes certain emotions, and then it activates neurons in our brain. These emotions are then transferred to ourselves so we feel them, and they're projected out. One study even takes it a step further. In that other study, not only does the brain put those emotions out, but it puts thoughts and behaviors out that are associated with that emotion. So based on this, our brain is kind of like a supercomputer. A lot of emotions, millions of emotions are put in, the brain processes these emotions, and then outputs emotions, thoughts, and the associated behaviors. It's not a stretch to think that if we recognize someone's emotion, and then we take that emotion and we put thoughts and behaviors with it, that we can change the way people react to us. For example, if I'm really positive and I'm really happy and I'm making everyone else seem happy, it just makes sense that they're going to treat me positively. Similarly, if I'm really confident and I'm sharing that confidence with others and they're starting to feel confident, then they're going to see me as a leader and they're going to treat me that way. So I took my mom for a cruise on her 80th birthday. The night before we went to Miami, we stayed at a small boutique hotel in South Beach. It was really beautiful, but very trendy, especially the bar area. My mom and I were going to go have a drink and then go out to nice dinner. I was in my room, getting ready, trying to go out, and as I went through my suitcase, nothing in it looked trendy enough. Nothing was fashionable enough for this really nice bar. I was getting really frustrated. I didn't know what I was going to wear. I knew I had to change what I was feeling. Lori, you're a PhD chemical engineer. You grew up in New Jersey. You live in Texas. There is not an outfit in the world that's going to make you fit in that bar. Just wear something comfortable. Have a good time. And I did just that. My mom and I had a great dinner. We went and had a nice drink at the bar, and we had a really nice night. No one ever looked at us like we didn't fit in or that we were too old for South Beach. It was wonderful. After dinner, I decided I was going to have a drink at the bar. It was a Friday night, so the bar was pretty crowded. Most of the people were young, fashionable. I found a seat at the bar. The bartender, he was really cute. Very young, but really cute. So I sat at the bar feeling really confident, really good. I was bobbing my head to the music. I was people watching. And I was writing in a small notebook. The bartender asked me what I was writing. And I said, "Oh, I'm an author. I'm taking notes for my book." He was really interesting. He started asking me questions. The young couple sitting next to me overheard us, and they joined the conversation. A couple of other people from the bar came over and started asking me questions as well. Suddenly, I was the interesting, cool person in the bar. They all wanted to talk to me. How did that happen? I had created my own reality. In closing, we all have the power to be who or what we want to be. We can create our own reality. It's all possible. Our emotions are contagious. Once we share those emotions, people will see what we feel. We can all create the reality that we desire. I have a challenge for you. The next time you're out and about somewhere, put on your favorite music, put on your favorite dance music, and start dancing like no one's watching. Let go, have a good time. And if you don't have any music with you, just dance to the music in your head. And then look at the people around you. I'm guessing they're going to be smiling. They're going to be laughing. And you probably won't be dancing alone for very long. Together, we can all create a joyful, positive reality.